Hello everyone, welcome to Channel Peace with me. This is, I'm going to finally do the PEACE acronym, the basic PEACE acronym that I have. And I know a lot of my videos right now are about network marketing, and now we're going to start really getting into the heart of the Peace with Me book and build on that. Okay, so I believe the last, the video on Channel Peace with Me and what it means to me, Channel Peace with Me, pretty much I hope, gave you the basic concept that the idea for Channel Peace with Me is to evolve our vibration. Okay? And my Peace with Me book came about because, and I'm not going to get into the details, but I mean, like in the 1999, 2000s, a little bit into the 2000s, that's when my world really started to fell apart. Like everything in my life fell apart. It was... I always say the only thing I didn't lose was my truck, my house, and my family. Thank God. I love my family. God bless them. I couldn't have been more blessed with a great family. You know, we're not like the perfect family, but definitely I had the greatest parents in the world. As you know, most people know by now, my father passed away recently. Greatest guy in the world. I mean, greatest father in the world. My mother was a saint. That's all I could tell you about her. And now that they're gone, sometimes I always try not to talk too nicely or much about, my parents or family, because I always felt I should put this like protective bubble around them and always put them somewhere else, because all the things you can say, there is a concept in Conversations with God where he says something and he says, unless it's not, and he always says that usually when you say something, that comes into your life. Like, for example, the last week, in the video, I think I said that I was dressed a certain way because I had just gotten off the boat and I was kind of bored, and I learned to add things to my life. Like today, I went on the boat, and now it's nighttime and I'm going to do some videos. So it's not like just a boat all day long or all weekend long. Although I did say last week I was getting bored, but I had so much fun today. Really had fun. Met up with another boat with my friends' friends. They have a beautiful new boat. God bless them. All the... fun and safety with it. I have to say safety because we had a fun time, because we shook it up a little bit, not planned. So my friend got this huge blow up thing, and we called it the SS Linny because her friend's name is Linny, and I don't know, we named it the SS Linny, and it's huge and it's fun. All the little things, when you blow up those little rafts, I don't get in the water, I don't get wet, but this was really nice, and I was lying down on it and really enjoying it. I took a picture where like I'm lying down, you could see I'm close to the water now, and you could see other boats in the water, and it's a beautiful day, and I'm like, I can't complain. So for me to even complain about having a boat was ridiculous to begin with. I wasn't complaining, I was just saying I was bored. Anyway, all of a sudden, we're having a nice day, the other girls leave, and eventually our anchor comes up. There's another story about that. So anyway, we start drifting toward this sailboat, and I look up and I'm like, that sailboat looks awful close. And then all of a sudden my friend is looking at our boat, and our boat's like just swinging around. So it just must have happened. We pulled ourselves in, jumped onto the boat, got it up, got it going. But both our fathers, on the boat with my friend, both our fathers are so safety conscious. I said to her all the way in, I was like, oh my God, they're looking down at heaven on us, and they're like, they're not happy. Although I have to say my dad kissed me, so thank you. My father's just such a great dad. But anyway, so we had fun. Oh, so when we pulling the boat away, the wind's kicking up, this whole big raft thing we got flew into the air, everything in it. We had a drink, another drink, I think, and a bag of chips, pretzels, and they all fell into the water. My friend's like Huggy or whatever they said, that fell in the water. Was very important to her because it was where she was born. So we finally get the boat, everything's safe, and the boat this little raft thing big raft thing deflated. We get it in the boat, and now we're trying to pick up all the debris in this little cove where we were that we dumped off. And I have to say, it was so funny. My friend, we get the Huggy, no problem. We go to get the bag, because the bag is probably the biggest thing. The bottles float, and somebody will probably pick them up easily. But the bag was just bad. It could get caught in somebody's propeller. Anyway, so we go, and I'm driving the boat, and I look over, and she's holding on to, one of the railing things. And she's leaning over, grabbing the thing. All of a sudden, she slips totally into the water. Well, I find this like hysterical. I don't laugh at the moment because, you know, I am still a safety conscious person, and I'm like, I come around, I try to pick her up, we throw the rope at her. If that doesn't obviously work, we throw things, whatever. She finally gets in the boat, but it was so funny. And then other friend, she was seasick, the poor thing. I felt so badly for her. So since the wind was coming from behind us, and as a sailor, that's a great way to sail actually, because you can run, which you got to sail all the way out, and it actually pushes you, and there's no heeling. But this is a motorboat. But anyway, the surf comes and the surf pushes you, and the surf's not coming at you, so it doesn't bounce the boat around so much. So I let her stay on the bow, and we had to go through a lot of no wake zone, 5 mile wake zone, so it was no big deal. So I let her go, and I'm like letting her know when to hold on, because you want to lie down when you're seasick. If you ever get seasick, the best thing I found is just lie down. I mean, it's usually not straight up where you're on your back, but like on your side or maybe on your belly or whatever. Anyway, that's what I found. But anyway, so I let her stay on the bow, and we're going along. Everything's great. Now we have to turn up, and the wind is coming this way, but we're still doing okay. And I'm like, all right, I'll let her stay on the bow because it's not so terrible. Well, we didn't. Now, since we don't ever let anybody on the bow while we're moving, you don't think about things that could go wrong. And I was just laughing hysterically about my friend falling off the boat because it was just the funniest thing to see. I just wish I had a GoPro. But anyway, so we're going, and all of a sudden, you know, there's a windshield that folds up and down, and it came and it hit the poor girl. Thank God it didn't hit her in the head. It was fine. I told my friend, you stand up there. And I'm like, this is when I say our fathers are definitely looking down upon us. But anyway, the point is I had fun. I had fun today. We went out. We shook it up a little bit, not expecting to do this. I would never plan for our boat to lose its anchor. I would never plan for the wind to kick up so badly that we almost hit a sailboat. We didn't really almost hit him. We really did very well. We jumped in. Everybody took Linny took the anchor up. It was great. We didn't plan for that thing to fly, you know, and really get out of control, right? What else? We didn't plan for my friend to fall in the water. That was like without a doubt. But by the way, from that, we're definitely bringing, I have that life ring, the life preserver ring. Why it's not on the boat and it's in my garage, I have 2 of them, I don't know, because that's perfect. You tie a rope to it, you throw it, and the person can grab onto it, and she, you know, won't feel like she's going to drown. So all these things happen, but we learn things. We had fun, but if there's one thing, at least we learned from it, from the bad from this situation, was to definitely bring the life ring on. But anyway, the point is, and I'm going to bring it up when I do the piece with me with a certain part. So we'll get right into the acronym, even though that was very long and I'll probably have to cut that out. But so it's, okay, so how I got to my peace acronym, there was when my whole life was falling apart, and I, again, lost everything but my truck, my house, and my family. I had to find a way. Okay, so many years ago, I used to watch this guy, Bijan. You may have heard me say this. And he would say the only goal is peace. And I thought he was crazy. I said, that's absolutely ridiculous. I'm not going to get into the reasons why. You can read the book. There's a nice part about what I think about it. But I thought he was crazy. I'm like, that's ridiculous. You have to have other goals in life. What are you going to do for a living? Where are you going to live? How much money are you going to make? You know, and so on and so forth. But when your life falls apart and you lose your livelihood, you lose, you know, like I said, everything but the really more basic important things in your life. Then I lost my relationship. Everything fell apart. I literally lost everything other than my truck, my house, and my family. Even the friends I would hang out at that time were all working. You know, people I would work with are really the people I saw mostly and I enjoyed. But anyway, so I had to come up. I was like, where's that guy with the peace acronym? Now I need that peace not acronym. But where's that guy who thinks only goal is peace? I have to see what he's thinking about. And just as a side note, when he would say the only goal is peace, and I had a very strong negative reaction to it, I knew by then from reading Conversations with God, I knew that was going to mean something to me someday. Because you don't usually have a strong reaction to anything that is not somehow touching your button or connecting you to something. You could have a very positive, strong reaction to things and people and places and so on, or you can have a very negative one. Those negative ones, most people resist those negative ones. They fight those negative ones. They make those negative ones bad. But I'm telling you, and sometimes you have, this is very important, a negative draw or repulsion to something, you need to look there. Or someday it'll mean something to you. Because you can't have that strong of an energy or reaction to something, negative or positive, and it mean absolutely nothing. I remember years ago when I was a little girl, I used to always say, I don't want to write. I hate writing. And I'm like, why am I even saying that? I think about it now, and I'm like, why would I even say I don't like to write? Don't write. You don't like to write? Don't write. What's the big deal? Why would I go out of my way to think about, oh my God, I gotta write? No, you don't have to write anything. But I guess the point is because now it has come very clear to me that I'm writing this book, that I do have to write something. So, again, that was another example as a young child that I had such a negative reaction to writing for no reason at all. Because I was actually a fairly decent writer. I went through school. You write. When you don't go to school anymore, you don't have to really write anymore, right? So anyway, so let's get into the acronym. Like I said, so the only goal is peace. And my Peace With Me book, one of the taglines is knowledge is power, understanding is peace. So you may have people may have knowledge and that could create power for them, and that's fine. It's great. Power is wonderful. I think power is beautiful. But when your whole world starts to fall apart and you pretty much lose everything and you're kind of like, hopefully at the bottom, you might want to understand peace. Because, I mean, I really at that point had to do something or it wasn't going to be good. And it just wasn't going to be good. Now, I don't think, God forbid, knock on wood, I would ever do something really drastic. But it definitely, I needed to stop going the way I was going. And I guess for whatever reason, like I said, that guy was like, I got to find out what this whole peace thing is about. And now I understand why the only goal is peace. I've even had people say to me now that I don't even care about happiness anymore. I just want peace. That's it. So without any further ado, here's the acronym. So the idea is, so when all these bad things, quote unquote, were happening to me, one of the things I remember from conversations with God was I have brought you, I don't remember the exact wording, but I've given you nothing but miracles. I should look it up. It's something to the effect of, I've given you nothing but miracles, I brought you nothing but angels. I don't know, I think it's like that, but it's something like that. In other words, everything is a miracle and everybody in your life is an angel. And trust me, I was not seeing the people in my life at that time as angels, and I certainly wasn't seeing the circumstances as miracles. Okay? So, but reading Conversations with God, I actually, when everything started falling apart, I was like, where's that book, Conversations with God? Because I had gotten that book, somebody had given it to me. I think my friend Val gave it to me. Thank you, Val. Many years ago, and I'm like, I'm going to say it. I saw it in the bookstore, and I said, who the heck wants to have a Conversations with God? Didn't buy it. Then my friend gave it to me. Put it aside to read all the stock market books and finance books and money books and mortgage books and real estate books. When everything started to fall apart, I was looking for that Conversations with God book, and I was looking to understand what that guy meant about the only goal is peace. So the point is, when anything is happening in your life, and usually you think about it when something bad is happening in your life, first of all, remember, there's a miracle in it, okay? And secondly, imagine that everything that happens to you and all the people in your life, no matter what, are angels. So the first part of the piece is personal evaluation. So when anything is bad, anything is happening in your life, I don't care, good, bad, indifferent, whatever, evaluate yourself. So many people say, this person did this to me, they're wrong, they shouldn't have done that, look what he's doing, and they never look at themselves. And I always say also, when you do that and you see, oh, this person should have done this, you know what, you may be right, okay? You may have knowledge, you may be correct, and you may be right, but that's not going to necessarily bring you peace, okay? Understanding something is going to bring you peace. So you may be right, the person should not have done that. However, you can be right, or you could try to have peace. So anytime anything's happening in life, just personally evaluate yourself. Okay, so if I chose, and I always, even if you don't believe it, belief is not important. But all that belief really does, when people say, "Yeah, it's all about belief," no, it's not. All belief does for the basic, average, everyday thinker is make you do something. If you believe that you're going to the bank and the bank is to the left, and you believe it's to the left, you're going to go left. The bank could be totally to the right. I do that all the time because I'm so bad with directions. But I believe it's to the left. I go to the left, it's not there. So I could believe all day long that it's to the left, but it was really to the right. And notice I did my left and my right. But anyway, so you can be right, or you can try to personally evaluate you. Okay? And you know, this is of your choice. Choices. Okay? So the idea is, and some people believe this, some people don't, that everything that comes into their life is their choice. Made from the, I've talked about before, life between lives, that every event you planned before you came here. You didn't plan the experience, because then there would be no point in having the experience, because you already know what you're going to experience, but you planned the event. So there's a certain group that will accept that accept, and a lot of people say, no, I didn't choose to have this in my life. I didn't choose for that person to do this to me. I didn't choose. Okay, I have no problem with that. I have then altered this also for certain people who can't accept that they choose everything in life. You know, like I brought you nothing but angels, I given you nothing but miracles. But if you can't go there, that's right. Acceptance of your circumstance. Circumstance. Okay? And I always say, you at least, at the very least, must accept your circumstance. So to say that something is not happening to you at the moment, like it's not happening, that's fine. If you're in that place, then maybe the book's not going to help you. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I don't know. But I always kind of joke that if you can't accept that you're at least in a certain circumstance yet, then maybe this book's not for you. Okay? But maybe you can find one of the acronyms that would help you. But for this acronym to help you, you have to personally evaluate yourself. Doesn't matter what the other person's doing. Doesn't matter if the other person's right or wrong or whatever. Doesn't even matter if you're right or wrong. Just personally evaluate yourself inside the event. Okay? Then accept that it's your choice to have this event, that you brought this into your life between lives, or whatever you believe, or accept that at least it's your circumstance. And if you do this, it doesn't matter if you believe it or not. Because in the very beginning, I'm not sure I believed all that silliness of I brought you nothing but angels and I give you nothing but miracles. Oh, come on. Really? You think I asked for this? You think I asked for my whole world to fall apart? You know, it wasn't really there, but it didn't matter. I understand. When I looked back, I understand that this is what I did. And it was from that, I've given you nothing but angels, I've brought you nothing but miracles. Okay, so I've sent you nothing but angels, I gave you nothing but miracles, whatever the saying is. Okay, so when you actually do think this way, and you approach life this way, you will evolve. Evolve. You will. I promise you. You don't even have to have the answers. There's nothing else that I found for me. This is what happened to me. You don't really, when you evaluate yourself, when you have personal evaluation, it doesn't necessarily mean that you evaluate yourself and you get an answer right away. No, it's just that don't focus on the other person. Focus on you. You're the only person you really honestly can control in life, at best. You know, maybe some people can't even control themselves, is yourself. If you're sitting around trying to control other people, God bless and good luck. I'm not so sure how much that's going to work. So just, if you can't control, if you can't change, or it's not really the focus, then just evaluate yourself. You know, that's what I found really has brought me peace. This one really. And then if you just open up your mind to the idea that why, and sometimes I still do it to myself. I'm like, oh my God. Why in the world did I choose this? Seriously? I mean, things have happened to me, especially after that period of time, that I would sit there and I'm like, wow, why in God's green earth would I have chosen that? That is just so over the top, out of control, out of my realm of understanding and who I am in this lifetime. I later found out that it had a lot to do with past lives, but we'll talk about that another time. But if you do, just personally evaluate yourself, ask yourself, if you did, even if you can't believe it, why in God's green earth would you bring this circumstance or this choice into your life? If you do that, eventually you'll get it. It'll all come to you. You're basically asking the universe the question, and it'll honestly give you the answer, and you'll evolve. So if the only goal is peace, and peace is about evolving, the only goal is really evolving. And that's going back to the channel Peace With Me video, where we're looking to elevate our vibration and our energy.